The iconic role of Alan Hale Jr. in Gilligan's Island cost his everything. Alan Hale Jr., born on March 8, 1921, in Los Angeles, California, was an American actor best known for his portrayal of the jovial and iconic character, the Skipper, on the beloved television show Gilligan's Island. He was the son of the renowned actor Alan Hale Sr., a prolific film star who appeared in many adventure films, often alongside Errol Flynn. Growing up in a family deeply rooted in Hollywood, Alan Hale Jr. seemed destined for a life in show business, but his journey to stardom was marked by both determination and versatility. Hale's early exposure to acting came naturally, as he was surrounded by the glamour and prestige of Hollywood from an early age. His father's illustrious career set a standard of excellence, and Hale Jr. quickly began to carve his own niche in the industry. He made his film debut at the age of 12 in Wild Boys of the Road, 1933, although his career truly began to flourish in the 1940s after he returned from serving in the U.S. Coast Guard during World War II. Hale's service to his country, although less publicized than his acting career, demonstrated his sense of duty and commitment, characteristics that would later shine through in many of the roles he portrayed. During the 1950s and early 1960s, Hale built a robust career in television, guest starring in a wide range of popular shows such as Perry Mason, Gunsmoke, and The Real McCoys. His towering frame, standing at 6 feet 2 inches, and his booming voice made him a natural for roles that required a strong, authoritative presence, often casting him as cowboys, military men, or tough guys. However, it was his natural charm and warmth that helped him transition to more comedic and lighthearted roles. The turning point in Alan Hale Jr.'s career came in 1964, when he was cast as Jonas Grumby, affectionately known as the Skipper, on Gilligan's Island. This role would define his legacy and bring him enduring fame. As the captain of the ill-fated SS Minnow, Hale's Skipper was both the comic foil and the lovable leader of the 7 castaways stranded on a deserted island. His character's dynamic with Bob Denver's Gilligan became one of television's most memorable partnerships, characterized by the Skipper's frequent head slaps and exasperated outbursts at Gilligan's constant mishaps. Despite the physical comedy, Hale imbued the Skipper with a deep sense of loyalty, kindness, and paternal care for the other castaways, which endeared him to audiences around the world. Hale's ability to balance humor with heart made him a central figure in the show's success. Gilligan's Island ran for only 3 seasons but became a cultural phenomenon, living on in syndication for decades and introducing new generations of fans to the misadventures of the quirky island inhabitants. The show's enduring popularity is a testament to the strength of its characters, with Hale's Skipper often cited as one of the most beloved television personalities of all time. After Gilligan's Island ended in 1967, Hale continued to embrace his most famous role, reprising the Skipper in various Gilligan's Island reunion films, animated series, and even guest appearances on other television shows. Unlike many actors who struggle with being typecast, Hale embraced the Skipper as part of his identity. He opened a seafood restaurant in Los Angeles called the Lobster Barrel, where he would often dress in his skipper's hat, greet customers, and sign autographs, bringing joy to fans who recognized him from the show. The iconic role of Alan Hale Jr. as the lovable, boisterous Skipper on Gilligan's Island became a defining moment in his career, but it also came at a great personal and professional cost. Although Hale embraced the character with enthusiasm, becoming one of the most memorable television figures of the 1960s, the lasting association with the Skipper overshadowed everything else he had accomplished in Hollywood. Prior to Gilligan's Island, Hale had been a versatile actor, appearing in a wide variety of film and television roles. He was known for his rugged demeanor and could play everything from Western heroes to soldiers and adventurers. However, after the immense popularity of Gilligan's Island, he became pigeonholed into the role of the jolly, somewhat bumbling sea captain, and casting directors could only see him as the Skipper. This typecasting not only limited Hale's career options in Hollywood but also made it extremely difficult for him to find work that allowed him to showcase his range as an actor. In many ways, the show that catapulted him to fame also trapped him in a narrow image that followed him for the rest of his life. Opportunities to appear in other genres or more serious dramatic roles dwindled. The public simply saw Hale as the Skipper, and even though Gilligan's Island ran for only 3 seasons from 1964 to 1967, it lived on in syndication, further cementing the image of him in this singular role. Hale's financial situation also suffered as a result. Like many actors of his era, he did not receive significant residuals from reruns or syndication, which meant that the enormous success of Gilligan's Island did not translate into long-term financial security. While the show became a staple of American pop culture and continues to be beloved by audiences to this day, Hale did not share in the wealth it generated after its original run. He eventually turned to public appearances, embracing the skipper persona at conventions, parades, and other events to make a living, but these gigs were often more about nostalgia than a sustainable career. On a personal level, the role impacted Hale's sense of identity and professional satisfaction. As an actor from a prestigious Hollywood family, his father, Alan Hale Sr., had been a well-known character actor in the golden age of Hollywood. Hale Jr. likely struggled with the legacy he wanted to create for himself. He was proud of his work on Gilligan's Island and appreciated the fans who adored the show, but there may have been a sense of frustration that he never escaped the shadow of the skipper. Despite his genial public persona, there could have been moments of regret about the roles he never got to play, the dramatic opportunities that passed him by, and the breadth of his talent that remained largely unexplored. In the end, Alan Hale Jr. became a television icon, but that fame came with a bittersweet cost. His legacy is forever tied to Gilligan's Island, a show that continues to bring joy to millions, but it also marked the end of his ability to fully express himself as an actor. The skipper role cost him everything: his career versatility, financial security, and perhaps even his creative fulfillment. While he remains beloved by fans, it's clear that the success of Gilligan's Island was a double-edged sword that both made Alan Hale Jr. a household name and, in many ways, took away his chance to truly be seen as anything else. Beyond his professional career, Alan Hale Jr. was known for his generosity, humility, and kindness off-screen. Friends and co-stars often spoke of him as a man who was larger than life, not just in stature but in personality. He was someone who loved to make people smile and was never too busy to interact with his fans. His natural optimism and sunny disposition were reflections of the skipper's character, and it was clear that much of the warmth he brought to the role came from his own personality. Despite facing the challenges that many actors encounter after achieving iconic status, Hale maintained a steady career in both film and television well into the 1980s. He appeared in guest roles on shows like The Love Boat and Alf and continued to be a familiar face in Hollywood. However, his heart always remained with the skipper, and he never distanced himself from the character that had brought him so much joy and recognition. Alan Hale Jr. passed away on January 2, 1990, at the age of 68, after a battle with cancer. His death marked the end of an era for many fans of Gilligan's Island, but his legacy lives on through the countless reruns of the show and the fond memories he left behind. Hale's portrayal of the skipper has become an indelible part of American pop culture, and his contribution to television history is undeniable.